Wow, so it is the end of week 4 of my 8 weeks until Christmas challenge. Having lost 35 pounds in 2023 over a 9-month period, and then gaining 17 of those pounds back in the 12 months that followed, I have been really trying since the beginning of September to get back on my health, fitness and weight loss journey. So I set myself a bunch of different challenges, and this is my latest one. How are we halfway through now? I do not know. In this video, I will be talking about how I found this past week, what's gone well, what hasn't gone so well, how much weight I lost, and sharing footage of me at the beginning of the challenge until now. I can't believe, like, I'm seriously shocked that it is 4 weeks until Christmas. Like, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared at all. I need to do some serious Christmas shopping. But in terms of how I am feeling, I'm feeling really good for being like back on it and actually showing up for the past 4 weeks and continuing to do so. I think if this challenge, oh sorry, I've just like jogged the camera. If this challenge was a do not put any weight on in the lead up to Christmas challenge, then I have nailed it. I have nailed it. 100%. I have nailed it. However, this challenge was a bit more than that, and I actually did set myself a challenge of losing some weight ahead of Christmas. And that has been way trickier than I envisaged. Like, naively assumed that with the word, motivation, that's the word I'm after. The motivation that I had at the beginning of this challenge would see me through, and I should know better. But this is such a busy time for us all, right? If you're anything like me, like you feel like you're being pulled in like a billion different directions. Excuse me while I have some of my tea. Then like I've work stuff, I'm a lawyer, I have a lot of stuff with clients, and the past 4 weeks has been so busy. I have been out so much. But being on this challenge means I've been really mindful of that. So because I've set myself out to, lose weight, and I'm trying, and I also, because I know I'm going to show up for these videos each week, it's making me like way more mindful in terms of what I'm eating. So when I know I'm going out for like a work thing, I'm seeing friends, I'm seeing family, then I am like really conscious of that and being careful about how much I'm eating and drinking around it. So I have lost weight this week, but it is 0.2 of a pound. Okay, so, and I think I've had a previous week like this. It was like week 2 or something. So I think where I am now is I have lost just a smidge under 1 pound in 4 weeks. So if you were to say to me at the beginning of this experience, now, how would you feel if halfway through you had lost nearly a pound, but not quite? I think I would have said, no, I am not doing that. If that's the end result, I'm not interested. But when I think about it, like the last 4 weeks, if it hadn't happened and I hadn't been trying as hard as I have, with how much I've been out, 100% I would have put weight on. And this is what happens to me every Christmas. Every single Christmas without fail, I put on like between 7 to 10 pounds. And I get to New Year's and I feel like rubbish, and I have been known to be in tears, often whinging at my husband how rubbish I feel and I can't fit in anything and my trousers are hurting me, and I go on like all out on some drastic diet for January and February to lose the weight. And I am sick and tired of doing this. So my mission this year with this challenge is to get to New Year's feeling as good as I do right now, if not better, and then start next year strong, not punishing myself, because I've just been in this vicious cycle of losing weight and putting a bit on, punishing myself about it. And one thing I found from my weight loss journey in 2023 was the more positive I was, the better it was. Like, the better my results, the kinder I was to myself. Whether that was like how I was actually talking to myself, positive affirmations, and how I came to view myself in that time. And these are the lessons that I want to take forward in my life. I want to have that positive outlook whilst looking after myself, because I think so often we view like body positivity sitting like totally disconnected from health and weight loss. Whereas for me, it is completely connected. I can both feel positive about my body, positive about what my body has done for me and continues to do for me, positive about how I look, I can be interested in clothes, I can wear nice things, but also recognise that to be in the best health, I need to lose a bit more weight. And that is definitely true for me. I'm sure that there are people who could be heavier and tick all the health boxes, but I know, because I've had a couple of like boob health checks in the past with work, that when my weight is a bit higher, my bad cholesterol tends to suffer. So I have higher bad cholesterol when I am weighing more. And I am due and will be having a health check soon, actually. I think through the NHS, because I've hit the ripe age of 41 now. I have been offered a health check, which includes looking at my cholesterol. So that will be really interesting to me. But am I feeling the best? No, I'm not. I'm not feeling as good as I have been in the past when my weight has been lower. And I'm not aiming to be a stick insect here. I'm just aiming to be in the best shape. And for me, it's a whole package. It's exercise, it's what I'm eating and what I weigh, okay? It's all interlinked. So in terms of exercise, how has this last week been? I have not exercised as much as I would have liked, and I have had a bit of a clanger when it comes to exercise, and I will insert some imagery here of my bruising. So I mentioned before that I had this weighted hula hoop. I bought it years ago and I tried it. I just couldn't get the hang of it. And I put it in my loft because I was like, I want to come back to that. I think I got pregnant, actually. I got pregnant maybe with my last baby. Excuse me. And so I put it in the loft because I was like, well, can't hula hoop while I'm pregnant. And then I saw it fairly recently and I thought, I did the skipping challenge previously on this channel where I skipped like one skip for every subscriber. And I was like, maybe I could do this and like hula hoop like one rotation for every subscriber. So I got my hula hoop out. This was on Saturday night and I thought, right, let's see if I could get the hang of it. So I tried it a little bit at first and I was like, do you know what? I think I can't do loads, but I think I could do this. I set my camera up and I thought I'll record this. This can be my first video as part of a series of like 30 days hula hooping up to Christmas. And oh my goodness, the pain on my legs as it kept like falling down, but also on one of my sides in particular. And in the end I was like, you know, I don't know what I got to. I'd lost count, but it was painful. And I thought, well, stop there and we'll just call it the introduction to hula hooping. And maybe hula hooping for like one rotation for every subscriber is not going to work. But that doesn't mean I can't hula hoop every day, like for my fitness. And the next day, the bruising has started to appear. And now it is purple. And it's so sore. Particularly on my left side, but I've also got some bruising on my right side too, and yeah. So I've not picked up the hula hoop since then. I hid the video on the channel because I was like, it starts like day one of my hula hooping challenge, and day two couldn't happen. I was so bruised. Has this put me off hula hooping? I'm not easily defeated, so I'm gonna give it a few days for the bruising to go down, and then my plan is to tentatively just start trying a little bit most days or like every other day and see if I can build up my resilience. I'm pretty sure this is my form, right? I'm just not doing it right. And that's why I'm getting so bruised on one side, but oh my God. So I have been run walking and I have been managing like at least 2 run walks a week. I haven't the past week and I haven't been injured, but I've just run out of time. I've just, every day is just ridiculous. So my aim is to go out tomorrow. I've actually signed up for a marathon next year in April, and I'm not even sure that I should mention it on this channel because I definitely do not feel confident about my abilities to run a marathon. So I ran 2 marathons before I had children, and I say ran, you know, I ran a bit, I walked a bit. I managed to do the London Marathon in 5 hours 33, which at the time I remember thinking, like, all these people were telling me they were doing a marathon in like 4.5 hours, and I felt like I was so slow. Now I look back, I'm like, you had no idea, Nat. You had no idea. I'd be amazed if I could do a marathon in that time now, and I don't think I would be able to. But since then, having had 3 kids, I think that like if I could just complete it would be amazing. But I have struggled with pain in my hips in the past couple of months, and my hips definitely suffered from childbearing. I had so much like aching in my hips. So my plan is to see a physio and just see if I can like get some exercises and stretches to help build up my hip, and yeah, get back on it, because if I don't start training, I am not running a marathon. I looked at a training plan. It was a 16-week plan, and basically have to start in the middle of December. So I don't want to be starting, I don't want to like, do nothing until then. So yeah, I need to get back out. That's my plan for the next week. Hula hooping, we'll just see. And run walking, I want to get back to it. But in terms of what I've been eating, it's still been very up and down, and I'm pleased overall. But this next week I am working from home and I have no work engagements, which hasn't happened. I've been like in London or somewhere 3 days a week. I've been here, there and everywhere, having lunches and dinners, and it's much calmer this next week. I have a couple of things in, I have a family thing in, but I think I can be quite sensible around those things. So this week is looking like a good week to like just go all in, get my head down and get back on it. So I'm laying that out now. Next week is going to be a loss, and it's not going to be a 0.2 of a pound. I want to have something a bit more substantial, at least a pound, please. So that's my aim for the next week. If you are also on this journey along with me, then drop me a comment and let me know, let us all know how you are finding it, how things are going. I know that like can be a real struggle. This time of year is a lot, and I'm not for a minute suggesting that everyone should start some like health and fitness challenge in the lead up to Christmas, but if something like this like holds you accountable, keeps you on track, then maybe this should have been my challenge, the do not put weight on before Christmas challenge. Maybe that should have been it. And then yeah, nailed it. Maybe I'll rename it. But yeah, anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye.